In the quiet town of Evergreen, Colorado, nestled between towering mountains that scraped the sky like ancient guardians, lived a young woman named Sarah Thompson. She was 25, with freckles across her nose and hair the color of autumn leaves. Sarah worked at the local library, stacking books on shelves that reached just high enough to make her stomach twist. But heights? They were her deepest fear, a shadow that followed her since childhood. It started when she was 8. Her family had hiked up Eagle Peak for a picnic. The path narrowed, the drop grew steep. Sarah froze, her small hands gripping a rock, tears streaming as the wind whispered threats in her ears. Her father coaxed her down, but the memory lingered, a knot in her chest. Now, as an adult, even ladders or tall buildings made her palms sweat. She avoided roller coasters, balconies, anything that lifted her from solid ground. Sarah's friends knew about it. They were a tight group: Mark, the mechanic with a booming laugh; Lisa, the teacher who always planned adventures; and Jake, the aspiring pilot who dreamed of jets slicing through clouds. They gathered every Friday at the diner on Main Street, sharing stories over coffee and pie. One evening, as the sun dipped behind the peaks, painting the sky in soft oranges, the conversation turned to thrills. "You've got to try skydiving, Sarah," Mark said, his eyes twinkling. "It's like floating on air. Conquers fears head-on." Sarah shook her head, her fork pausing mid-bite. "No way. I can't even climb the library's step stool without feeling dizzy." Lisa chuckled gently. "Come on, it's not that bad. Remember that Ferris wheel at the county fair? You looked like you were going to faint." Jake leaned back, arms crossed, a smirk playing on his lips. "Heights are just in your head, Sarah. If I can fly a Cessna upside down, you can handle a little elevation." "Don't be such a scaredy cat." The words stung, though they were said in jest. Sarah forced a smile, but inside, doubt swirled like a storm. They ridiculed her fear, not cruelly, but enough to make her feel small. That night, as she walked home under a canopy of stars, the mountains loomed larger than ever. Why couldn't she be brave like them? The question echoed in her mind, a quiet challenge. Days turned into weeks. Sarah buried herself in books about aviators, stories of Amelia Earhart defying odds, Chuck Yeager breaking sound barriers. She imagined herself in those cockpits, wind rushing past, but reality pulled her back. Her fear was a wall, unyielding. Then, one crisp morning, an ad in the newspaper caught her eye. The U.S. Air Force was recruiting locally. "Overcome limits, soar high." It was a sign, or perhaps just curiosity, but Sarah signed up for an information session. The recruiter, a stern woman named Captain Reyes, spoke of discipline, courage, and the thrill of flight. "We train the best," she said, "but it starts with facing what scares you." Sarah's heart raced. Could she? The application process was grueling: tests, interviews, physicals. To her surprise, she passed. Her friends were stunned when she told them. "You're joining the Air Force," Mark exclaimed at their next diner meetup. "With your fear of heights? That's insane." Lisa patted her hand. "Proud of you, but are you sure?" "Training involves flying." Jake laughed outright. "Sarah Thompson, pilot? I'll believe it when I see you loop a jet." "Good luck not passing out on day one." Their words fueled a quiet fire in her. She packed her bags and headed to basic training in Texas, where the flatlands stretched endlessly, a far cry from her mountain home. The days blurred into a rhythm of drills, runs, and classes. Heights came early: obstacle courses with ropes and walls. Sarah's legs shook on the first climb, visions of Eagle Peak flashing back. But she pushed, one hand over the other, breath by breath. Instructors noticed her hesitation. "Fear is fuel, Thompson," one barked. "Channel it." She did, slowly. Nights were for reflection, staring at the barracks ceiling, wondering if she'd prove them wrong. Letters from home arrived, encouraging from her parents, teasing from friends. "Don't fall out of the sky," Jake wrote. It hurt, but it motivated. Flight school followed, at a base in Arizona. The simulators were her first taste of the cockpit, of virtual skies twisting around her. Nausea hit hard, but she adapted, learning controls, aerodynamics. Real flights started small, propeller planes over desert expanses. The takeoff jolt made her grip the yoke tight, but up there, the world below shrank to a patchwork quilt. It was terrifying, yet beautiful. Her classmates were a mix of confident types like Jake back home, and others with their own doubts. One, a guy named Alex from New York, shared her fear of enclosed spaces. They bonded over late-night talks. "We're all scared of something," he said. "That's why we're here to conquer it." As training intensified, Sarah's skills sharpened. She soloed, navigated storms, practiced maneuvers. The ridicule from friends faded into background noise, replaced by her growing confidence. But the ultimate test loomed: advanced fighter training with the F-22 Raptor, a beast of a jet, sleek and powerful, capable of impossible feats. The F-22 program was elite. Only the best made it. Sarah qualified, her scores impeccable. The jet's cockpit felt like a second screen, screens glowing, engines humming with raw power. Instructors pushed limits, high G turns, low-level flights. Sarah's fear lingered, a whisper now, not a roar. Then came the canyon run exercise. It was legendary among pilots, a narrow gorge in the Utah Badlands, walls rising sheer like nature's fortress. The drill: fly through inverted, upside down, testing precision and nerve. "It's not for the faint-hearted," her instructor warned. "But if you nail it, you're unbreakable." The night before, Sarah sat on her bunk, staring at a photo from home via her friends at the diner, laughing. Their words echoed: "Scaredy cat, passing out." She closed her eyes, visualizing the run, the canyon's twists, the jet's roll, gravity pulling wrong. Fear clawed, but she breathed deep. This was her moment. Dawn broke clear. The base buzzed with activity. Sarah suited up, the flight suit hugging her frame, helmet in hand. The F-22 waited on the tarmac, its angular lines cutting the air like a predator. She climbed the ladder, pausing at the top, heart pounding, then strapped in. Canopy closed with a hiss. Engines roared to life, vibrating through her bones. Takeoff was smooth, the jet leaping skyward. She climbed to altitude, the desert unfolding below. Raptor 1, cleared for canyon run. Control radioed. Sarah acknowledged, banking toward the gorge. It appeared ahead, a jagged scar in the earth, walls reddish-brown under the sun. She approached at speed, the world blurring, inverting now, she murmured to herself. A gentle roll, the horizon flipped upside down. Blood rushed to her head, the G-suit inflating to counter it. The canyon swallowed her, walls closing in. Rocks whipped past, inches from wings. Her hands steady on the controls, she threaded the needle. Twist left, dip right, the jet responding like an extension of her will. Halfway through, doubt flickered, a tight turn loomed, wind sheer tugging. Memories surged, childhood fall, friends' laughter. But she pushed them aside. "You've got this," she whispered. Throttle forward, she cleared the bend, the canyon widening, emerging into open sky. She rolled upright, adrenaline singing in her veins. Run complete, flawless, control confirmed. Sarah whooped, the sound echoing in her helmet. She circled back to base, landing with a soft thud. Stepping out, legs wobbly but strong, her instructor clapped her shoulder. "You just flew inverted through hell, Thompson. Proud of you." Word spread fast. Back home, her friends got the news via call from her proud parents. Mark, Lisa, and Jake gathered at the diner, stunned silence giving way to awe. "She did what?" Jake said, shaking his head. "Inverted through a canyon?" "In an F-22? Sarah returned on leave a month later. The town welcomed her like a hero. Banners, cheers. At the diner reunion, the air was thick with emotion. Mark hugged her first. "We were wrong to tease. You're incredible." Lisa wiped a tear. "You faced it all. Inspired us." Jake, sheepish, extended a hand. "I ridiculed you, Sarah. But damn, you proved me wrong. Teach me your ways." She smiled. "No bitterness. Fear's part of us. But facing it, that's freedom." As the evening wound down, Sarah stepped outside, gazing at the mountains. They no longer loomed threateningly, they stood as old friends. She thought of her journey from frozen child to soaring pilot. The ridicule had sparked her fire, turning weakness to strength. In the years that followed, Sarah flew missions, trained others, shared her story. She visited schools, telling kids, "Your fears don't define you. Challenge them, one step at a time. Who knows? You might just fly inverted through your own canyon." And in Evergreen, under those eternal peaks, Her tale became legend, a reminder that ridicule can fade, but courage endures.